Andrea Lee Live. Boa tarde, pessoal. Seja todo mundo bem-vindo. Hoje, domingo, 18 de julho de 2021, 2 horas da tarde. A gente vai receber a incrível lutadora Andrea Lee. Ela é lutadora americana de MMA, categoria peso mosca feminino. 7 anos de carreira, 12 vitórias, sendo 5 por finalização. É muita história, é muita honra aqui pra mim. Oi, Natália. Oi, Natália, boa tarde. Boa tarde a todo mundo que tá chegando. Hoje é live num horário diferente. Boa tarde a todo mundo que tá chegando. Hoje a gente vai receber uma incrível lutadora de MMA do UFC. É uma honra para mim. Boa tarde a todo mundo. Hoje num horário diferente. É legal assim esse horário, olha. Andrea Lee is here. I will invite you, Andrea. Oh, it's a pleasure to me. Boa tarde, Vilma. Andrea Lee.
Hi.
Oh, it's a pleasure to me making live with you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Um, it's incredible to me talking to you. I watch you on TV, UFC fights. It's very incredible for me. Thank you very much. And
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
And how did you go to amateur MMA in 2013?
How did I go into MMA? Say that again.
Huh?
Could you repeat the question?
Oh, yes. How did you go to amateur MMA in
Oh, okay.
2013? How started this idea?
Well, I started as a young child. Like I had always wanted to do some form of martial arts, and then after I graduated from high school in '07, I moved here to Louisiana, and I got a job while I was working. I finally had the money that I could afford to pay a monthly membership. So I ended up joining a gym called Karate Mafia, and I started with boxing. And I really wanted to do MMA, but we thought that easing me into it with one aspect of the game, which was boxing, would be more beneficial, instead of throwing me into, the wolves den, because MMA, you have to be well rounded. You need to have a grappling game, you have to be able to wrestle, you have to be able to strike, and you need to know how to defend all of those things. And
Yes.
that's how we started. We started boxing and then slowly evolved into the MMA.
It's very incredible to see you fighting. You do everything very good. Many punches, kicks, elbows, knees. It's yeah,
Tried for all those.
it's amazing to see you fighting on TV. Uh, your first professional MMA fight in 2014 was a very fast victory. Uh, how was it for you? 10 seconds in first round. It's incredible.
Man, that was crazy. And that girl she was way overweight. She came in. I fought her before as an amateur, and I armbarred her, and she felt like I didn't deserve the win because she didn't tap. But the girl in amateur MMA, if the ref sees that you're in danger, they're going to stop the fight. So if your arm is stretched out, which I had a belly down arm bar, she didn't tap, but the ref is not going to let you break an arm as an amateur because you still have a job to go to, as a professional, we sign up for it. We know what the you know, we know what we're getting into. So I finished her with an armbar, and she wanted to rematch me as a professional. And it was very unfortunate for her because she goes to block a kick, and she ends up, it like snaps her finger. It breaks her finger. So her bone and everything was exposed, and the fight had to be stopped again. And it was just kind of unfortunate because we didn't really even get to fight. I threw a single kick, and she blocked it, and then it was over.
Yes,
So.
yes, uh, your second fight in the same year, you went to Invicta already, a big event. How was it for you that moment?
Man, it was exciting getting to go and fight for Invicta, and it was so, it just showed me what it felt like to be a professional fighting for Invicta, because Shannon Knapp and Invicta, they treat the fighters, the athletes as professionals. They pick them up, you know, with the it's kind of like limo service, you know, and they take everybody to get like groceries, and then you have media day and interviews, and you're signing posters, and it just felt like what the UFC does, but on a, you know, on a smaller level, yes, but at the same time, they help to prepare us for the UFC because they know that's where, you know, we're going to next. So they kind of develop us, and I man, I loved it. It was great.
Oh, oh, perfect. Uh, uh, um, in the same year, in your third fight, you had your first professional loss. How did you deal with this to come back and fight again?
Well, I worked really hard on having my back taken afterwards because I lost via rear naked choke. And I was doing so great in that fight. I was winning, and I had a lot of great moments, a lot of success in that fight. And then I slipped up, and I got lazy, and she ended up taking my back and sunk in a rear naked choke. So after that, we went back to the gym, and we worked a lot on back takes and um, you know, getting out of rear naked chokes and defending, and it just helped make my game better, you know. And I came back in that next fight, and I won. It was exciting.
Oh, perfect. Uh, and you have 12 wins, 5 by submission. It's incredible. It's incredible to see you doing this. In 2017, you started 4 wins in a row, and then the opportunity to fight in the UFC. How was it for you?
Fighting in the UFC
Yes,
was, man, exciting. You know, the
I can
crowd was.
imagine this.
It was, yeah, the having, because my I made my debut, my UFC debut in Chile, and it was a packed arena. It was sold out, and it was just so incredible, you know, walking out to the arena and having like those many fans just like chanting your name and just cheering for you and trying to touch you up, you know, and oh, it was great. I loved it. It really helped. It helped me, you know, the energy from the crowd really motivated me.
Yes, I can imagine this. And in UFC, you had 3 wins in a row, and in 2019, your fight against Calderwood, you lost. How did you deal with this moment to train again and come back with mentally force?
Well, I after losing that fight to JoJo, you know, felt maybe I thought maybe my cardio wasn't good enough. So I really trained extra hard trying to push my cardio, and worked a lot of techniques, you know, that I felt like uh, I didn't do too well in the fight against Calderwood, you know. So I thought I'd work on those techniques, you know, I'd work on my takedowns and my takedown defense. And, you know, when I fought Lauren Murphy, I think it was a great fight. I mean, my cardio was there. It was kind of we were going back and forth the whole time. I mean, we never really stopped. You know, from start to finish, we were punching each other in the face. You know, and that was a really close fight. You know, I feel like I definitely came back better in that fight after my loss against JoJo. Unfortunately, I didn't get that win either. The decision didn't go my way, but it was a very close fight, and I'm
Yes,
happy about it.
yes, it was she wins by split decision, very close fight. Uh, and this year, 2 months ago, you fought Antonina Shevchenko and won the fight in the second round by submission. That fight was really amazing. Uh,
Thank you.
how was it for you that moment and doing the submission, many elbows?
Man, it was getting my hand raised, after having lost three in a row was great. I know I'm so much better than I've been putting out there. In my last couple of fights, I I feel like I haven't been the best that I can be, and I guess mentally I haven't been the best that I could be, and I feel like um, preparing for this fight, I had to really, really become stronger mentally because I think that was a lot of my issue. In this fight, I felt great. I just felt I was feeling myself. And the crowd really helped out a lot. Just having the crowd there and that energy back in the stands. I mean, it sent me over the top. And when the bell rang, I just felt like my old self, the old self that used to fight for Invicta, and I didn't feel like anything could stop me. I was just great everywhere, and I was going to stand and strike with her and prove to everybody that I could strike with a Shevchenko, and I know people were doubting maybe my striking wasn't as good as hers, but I think I proved that it was if you watch the fight. And then, of course, my takedowns were there, and then I got to display some jujitsu, and I am good
No,
on the ground, but
uh,
haven't been showing it lately. So it was nice to be able to get out there and show people that, I'm a little savvy too.
uh, no, you are really good in all areas in MMA. It's always amazing you fight. See you in the octagon. A lot of punches, kicks, elbows, knees. Amazing ground and pound. Excellent jiu-jitsu. It's really nice. Uh, when are we going to see you again at the octagon?
Hopefully by September is what I'm hoping. So I guess we'll see. I don't have anything scheduled, but me and my coaches, we're throwing names out there, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, perfect. September is near.
It
I'll
is.
yes, I'll be watching. And have you ever felt pity or anger in a fight?
Did you say pity?
Yeah,
Pity?
pity or anger?
Um, nah. Well, I guess I felt sorry for my opponents before. Um, mm, yeah, I've kind of said sorry or something like that. No, I shouldn't ever apologize in a fight. I think against Rachel Ostovich, I felt really bad for her because I'd split her open pretty good, and and I remember throwing a whole bunch of knees to her face, and at the same time, I was feeling bad because I was winning the whole fight, and she was just really tough, and I just remember, thinking I felt bad for her taking all that damage.
Yes, I can imagine. And
But but angry, no, I've never been angry in a fight.
and how's the preparation for the fights? Cardio, physical, and psychology.
Could you ask that again?
Uh, how's the preparation for the fights? I mean, in cardio, physical, psychological.
Oh, okay. Well, all of that goes into preparing for a fight. Um, just having a good team and good people that surround you can help you tremendously, mentally and psychologically. And having people to believe in you, that really goes a long way. Um, Hearing that you are great and you're a champ, over and over and over really means a lot. And my cardio going into my fights have been really good. Just training, been getting my runs in, getting the Airdyne bike in, and then of course all my strength and conditioning, and then of course everything that goes along with wrestling and pad work and sparring. It's cardio is something that you shouldn't have to worry about by the time that you get to the fight. You should be good there.
Perfect. My friend Natalia is saying, I love Andrea. She's so amazing, intelligent. I agree with my friend.
Thank you, Natalie. I really appreciate that.
And how many months of preparation for a fight, more or less?
Well, it depends on when the fight is, when I'm offered a fight. So I guess it could be as much as 4 weeks to 8 weeks to 10 weeks. My fight for Antonina was 10 weeks. We were 10 weeks out when I got the opportunity, the offer. And so I got to have a really good long fight camp to prepare for her. And I like that. I like to have a fight camp when preparing for somebody. I don't so much like short notice fights because I like preparation. And I like to be the best that I can be for my fans. But as far as 4 weeks to 10 weeks, you can be preparing for a fight.
Oh, perfect. Have you ever felt afraid in a fight?
Afraid? I wouldn't say that I've felt afraid in a fight, but there are things like going into a fight that you don't want to happen sometimes. Let's say somebody's really good at getting or snatching arm bars. Okay. So, I've had instances where in my fights, I'm like, okay, I can't get arm barred by this person. They have a really good arm bar, so I'm going to avoid that at all costs. That's not necessarily being afraid, but it's something that I'm trying to watch out for. But at the same time, it's kind of, I don't know. It kind of enables you because I've fought against, let's just say, Caitlin Chikagian. Her and I, we fought as amateurs. Her and I, we had a great fight. It was awesome. She was armbarring all of her opponents. Okay, so I went in that fight thinking, okay, just avoid the armbar. That's all I got to do. Just don't get armbarred, and everything's gonna be good. The fight was great, but then in the third round, I did a hip toss, and it wasn't my best hip toss, and I threw myself straight into an armbar. And, I got armbarred. And so the one thing that I was afraid of happening, in that fight, actually, that's what happened. And it's because I went in that fight thinking that in the forefront of my mind, that it's kind of a crutch, it can go your way or it can't go your way. And in that fight, in that instance, it didn't go my way. So I try not to go into fights thinking, oh, I got to watch out for they're better at me at something, because then that's when you end up doubting yourself, and any little bit of doubt can lose you the fight.
Yes, perfect. And Jojo James said, Andrea Lee, future champ, I agree. Alfred Garcia, Andrea Lee, future champion, I agree with them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the goal. I'm chasing the dream.
Natalia is asking, what are your big dreams?
Well, currently the big dream that I'm chasing is becoming, a UFC champion in my division. Yes. And that's like the toughest one right now, the toughest dream that I'm trying to accomplish. So that's my first dream. And then if I'm able to accomplish that, we'll see where everything goes from there, because so many other doors can open up when you become a world champion. And that's really what I want to focus on right now.
Yes. And when you are going to the octagon, walking until there, what do you think that moment?
Well, for me, I think I want to enjoy that moment. I don't want to be focused on just trying to get to the cage. Some people, they like to run and they like to get there as quickly as possible and jump in the cage. I like to enjoy the moment. I like to shake all of my hands on the way out. I like to wave at everybody. People, they want you to see them when you're walking out. They want to be acknowledged. So I try to acknowledge everyone that I see, and that's me trying to enjoy the moment because you only get like you're only a rock star for 15 minutes in that cage, so you might as well make the most of it. And that's what I try to do and just
Yes,
enjoy.
perfect. I think yeah, it's necessary enjoying the moment, all the process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Because
yes,
this isn't going to last forever, I mean, I'm not a movie star, and movie stars, they get, they're on top of the world, it seems like forever, and for us as an athlete, we're not going to be at the top of our game forever, and it's only a short window of opportunity that we have to be able to enjoy these fans and people, celebrating us as athletes. And before you know it, it's all going to be over, and we're going to be, I hate to say it, washed up has-beens, and I don't want that to happen, but I mean, unfortunately, you know it
yes.
happens.
Natalia, my friend, I said I would like Andrea as a friend. Oh, you are a really nice person.
Thank you, Natalie. I feel like I'm a nice person. You seem like a really nice person. I think we could be friends.
Yes, perfect. Uh, before the moment before starting the fight, when Bruce Buffer is speaking your name, how is it the moment?
Mm, it's so awesome to have
Yes,
Bruce Buffer, who's been calling the fight since day one, call your name. I mean, man, it's something else, and uh, he really does a good job of kind of getting you pumped up and getting you excited. He makes you feel like you're the best in the world, when he calls your name. And
yes, I
yeah, it's
can
exciting.
imagine this.
Hmm.
um, what about the food before fight? Uh, you have to lose weight to go to the fights.
Well, cutting weight is never fun, but I feel like I have my method down, and it's I haven't missed weight any in the UFC, so I feel like I definitely have it figured out for myself. Um, the dieting, the cutting, the sauna to the bath. Um, I feel like I make it easy for myself. A lot of people will say that I'm the happiest weight cutter. I'm singing and dancing in the sauna, not really singing, but dancing or just being silly and trying to make light of the situation because it's never fun cutting weight. But, it's all mental. So, I mean, if you make yourself feel like you're enjoying it, the process isn't so miserable.
Yes, perfect. I really loved this live. I love watching you. I love watching you on TV fighting every fight. It's a pleasure to me you here at my live. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you are the next uh, flyweight division champion.
And I
I
sure want to be. Yes.
Yes, yeah, uh, it was amazing for me this making this live. Thank you very much. I
Thank
really
you,
appreciate.
Rodrigo. I appreciate you having me on. Thanks for reaching out. I'm glad we could do this. I like being able to connect with more fans, throughout the world, and being able to have this interview with you. It allows me to connect with more people, and reach, across the world. And, I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me on today.
Thank you very much. I really loved this moment. Thank you, Andrea Lee, the next champion of flyweight division.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everybody,
you,
for watching.
thank you very much. Bye bye. I really love it.
Bye, fans. Bye, everybody. Bye, Rodrigo. We'll do it
Bye.
again, okay?
Yes, yes. Let's do it again.
Definitely. Definitely.
Perfect. Bye bye. Uau, que live incrível! Boa tarde, pessoal. Que vocês tenham um ótimo domingo.